shaky in here. That's good.
That's wet.
Not as bad as it was last night. It has dried.
Honestly, if I felt like I had the time to do it, I should have tested it twice. And for how heavy the stuff was.
You feel it's a little damp, but it's not wet.
Let it sit for another hour. He said that they didn't have trees up in here. He said we had fish. He said we had carp, but they actually were catching up on this part. When your drone survives getting flown into a windrow by the intern yesterday, but can't survive falling off the truck bed 5 feet today. Nothing a little duct tape won't fix, am I right? The truck just yoked that onto the ground, but it was my fault. I left it on the back of the truck without even thinking about it. When we got out to check the hay, I set it on the toolbox because I was holding it, and I forgot to grab it when we got back in. But nothing that sending it back in for repair shouldn't be able to fix. I heard that there's actually a shortage on these drones right now, so hopefully they can get the parts to fix it. But all it really needs is just a new gimbal. Typically what they'll do though is they'll send you another refab drone instead of sending you this one back, and you basically just pay for the repairs. Well, anyway, I guess I'm not flying the drone today. Today we're back down in the valley, and we are going to be making the bottom down there. Dad and I are going to be hauling the bales back while Travis is baling. So one nice thing about being down in the valley is that I can take off my tinfoil hat. So we're going to spend today hauling the bales in. We're going to haul as much as we can. They're calling for rain basically all next week, so we're trying to get everything made and brought up to the building so that we can haul it out without having to go down in the bottom in case it gets muddy down there. So what do you say we hop back in the 4020 and continue to haul bales? Usually in our area we aren't too worried about getting stuck with the equipment, but this is bottom ground, which we don't often farm, and it doesn't have very good drainage. So if you happen to break that upper layer in the soil, the topsoil, and you get to that muck underneath, there's a good chance you're gonna get stuck. I'm noticing that Dad's, as he's tearing it up, he's making quite a few ruts. That's really making me concerned. On this side of the field, it's definitely more wet. However, over towards the river, it's really not as muddy. The JCB would be good down here, but we're going to be using that to unload the bales this coming week. Got stuck down in the bottom down there. Most of the mud came off, but I had to rock the 4020 back and forth just to get it out. But it's definitely muddy down there. I've received a lot of questions about why we use the 4640 on the rake, and the reason being is because with the variability in the soils around here, with the hillsides that we have and the weight of that rake, it's really nice to have a tractor with duals on it with the stability where the rake is not going to push you down the hill. Because like over here on these on the upper part of this farm yesterday, that rake was literally pushing me down the hill with the brakes locked up on the 4640. So with the Rhino RDF 14, I mean, I don't recommend putting a light tractor on it. Some people were saying on Instagram that you shouldn't have anything larger than a 2-cylinder to rake with. But that rake is extremely heavy. I'm not saying that you need the duals on it to pull the rake uphill. You need it to keep it from pushing you down it. And especially on wetter soils like what we're working with today. It's just better safe than sorry. Plus, the reason that we're using the 4640 on the rake, or have been, is because the only other tractors that could run that rake are the 8235R, which has duals all the way around, or the 7600, which the 7600 is a good fit for that rake. It honestly is. However, the 4-wheel drive definitely comes into play on the hillsides. The rake doesn't pull hard, it pushes hard, is what I've found. That's why we're not hauling out of here with the trucks. The ground here is just so spongy. This is gumbo. So gumbo is pretty much just like really high in organic matter. And see under there, it's very, very sticky. A few years ago, we grew, I believe one year it was corn and the next it was beans. We grew both corn and beans up on this hillside here, but they just don't grow that well on the gumbo. The beans did, I take that back. But the corn just didn't perform well. And grass grows great on it. So I see that they put all these hills into grass, which is what it needed. But it seems to grow grass pretty great. Raining. Hopefully this doesn't keep up. So here I'm standing on the bottom of an old harvester. So this was a shorter one, I believe. Can't remember exactly how many feet, but no higher than 40 feet, I'd say. And here is the unloader. So you can tell this was a hay harvester. You can tell because of the way it is. Actually, this is the unloader. What it does is it runs those blades around and it chips off the hay from up above, so the hay will come down and it runs around and it knocks it loose. Brings it over here where it falls down, goes out to the unloader, which is right there. So it's pretty cool to see one of these that's torn down like this and see what it looks like on the inside. What'll happen sometimes with steel floors like this is that as they age, the unloader can catch the steel floor and it'll start spitting out chunks of metal. And that's not too good, especially when you're trying to feed some cattle. This is how thick the sides are on a harvester. That's pretty thin. Travis is getting down to his last few windrows. They are calling for rain starting this afternoon. We're hoping that we can get all the bales made before the rain comes through. But Dad's stacking a couple in the shed there. And next week we're gonna come out and start hauling them home. That looks like a fire sign. That's everything. Dad is loading up the bale carrier. I am going to take it back to the farm, and it looks like it's going to probably start sprinkling any time. So that's pretty much it for this farm. I'm not totally sure if we're going to be back here again next year, but the hay bales turned out great. The quality on them is really good. And all in all, we got about 175 across all of it, plus or minus 10 or so. Got all the bales moved in, which is a great thing because they are calling for rain tonight, and once the rain starts down there it can get pretty swampy. So we got all the bales moved into where we can get them, even if it does rain quite a bit, which is a great thing. So that's pretty much it for this video. Hannah did a great job running the 4640. She's a natural, and she's a really cool person too. It's really cool seeing women who are interested in pursuing a career in agriculture. So anyway, thanks for watching this video, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And with that, I'll see you next time.